you specifically speak to prepare to win the day every single morning. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think for me specifically, when I prepared for like a big day, I was a college and professional lacrosse player. And so I thought about game day. What do you do on game day that's different than a practice day? Well, you have a morning routine, you're more focused, you eat a certain way, you prepare, you visualize, you do all this different stuff. And so then I started thinking about, well, what if I did that every day for practice? Like, how much better could I have been if I did that? And in business, when the stakes get higher and higher and higher and higher, it ended up being almost every day was game day,
Hmm.
right? Big investor meetings, big retailer meetings, big this, big that. And so each day, and this happened over time, I found myself preparing for game day. I would wake up, I would journal, I would visualize, I would read, I would, meditate, I would go into an ice bath, I would do a sauna, I would do this, I would do that. And then I could walk into the day ready to take on anything. And then I started noticing that my non game day preparation days were horrible. I wasn't as productive. I was sluggish. My brain was a bowl of spaghetti. I didn't have the same energy or focus. And so I go, well, what would happen if I did this 7 days a week?
Yeah.
And so then when things got really hard and I was the most stressed that I had ever been, that was the quiet time that allowed me to get rid of the chaos of my brain.
Yeah.
And so as a leader, you lead by example, your energy radiates out. That is, you're basically the culture carrier, if you will. And so I needed to radiate the energy that I wanted back radiated to me. And that takes preparation because when the entire business is crumbling around you, you don't want to get out of bed.
Sure.
You don't want to
Sure.
smile. You don't,
Sure.
someone says, "How are you doing?" You go, "Well, I just was on the phone for 4 hours with lawyers paying them $1,000 an hour and I want to cry myself to sleep."
Yeah.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
And so the morning preparation process became my foundation to have my most optimal day I could ever have. And that's why I think it's so important.
Yeah. There's two other thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I completely agree. And I need to get better at that morning ritual to just prepare for the day. Because you're right. It's when you don't prepare, you're not as good. But when it's game day, you get psyched up. But every day is game day. Every day is game day. I love that. Two of the things you wrote, several of these field guide tips, but one of them is go in the middle of the dance floor and set the tone. Speak to that.
Well, I think so often we're all waiting, so if you're raising money or if you're waiting for a retail or you're waiting for the yes, you kind of quietly you stop your action, right? Everybody works on getting the meeting. We work on going to the meeting. And then we wait on the response. Well, the response, there's basically no action during that time because you're waiting for it. And so what I realized was like, I can't be waiting for people to give me their response. I need to be creating the energy and the action that I want to have happen regardless of what their response is. And so the thought of, all right, you walk into an empty bar, party, whatever, music's great, no one's dancing. You can wait as a wallflower for the first person to go out there, break the ice, and get it done. We've all been to a wedding like that. Or you can go into the middle of the dance floor, you can unleash holy hell, and you can see what happens. And maybe no one comes, but at a minimum, there's gonna be some energy that you're radiating there. And
Yeah.
so for us, what we were doing in those moments was like, all right, we can't wait. We need to keep selling. We need to keep getting new products. We need to keep innovating. We need to keep having great partnerships. And maybe the bombardment of our energy and action will somehow positively influence the decision anyway, instead of quietly waiting for the answer that you want to have happen.